We can argue over which male player comes armed with tennis's ultimate backhand. We can also argue over which male player receives tennis's ultimate backhanded compliment. Best player never to have won a major. The title, or lack of a title, acknowledges the candidate as an A-list performer, capable of winning the sport's biggest prizes. But it also acknowledges that he has yet to do so, that there's a glaring gap on the player's resume. As recently as last summer, there was a consensus candidate, Dominic Thiem. Though he had some close calls, reaching the finals twice in Paris and once in Melbourne, and he had won plenty of other significant titles, Thiem had never fully broken the seal, as it were.
In his fourth Grand Slam final, Dominic Thiem becomes a champion for the first time.
6-4, 6-3.
And Thiem opportunistically shed his label. As he put it the day after the final, whatever else I do the rest of my career, I'll always have a major. With Thiem out of contention, who takes over as best player never to have won a major? Well, Sasha Zverev comes immediately to mind, not least because he came within a game of beating Thiem in New York and breaking through first. Daniil Medvedev came within a few games of winning the 2019 U.S. Open. While he retreated for most of last year, he boomeranged and resurfaced at the final event, reminding the world not to overlook his unusual game. For a third option, there's Stefano Scitzepot, who's only 22 but has made the semifinals of 2 majors. If you want a fourth name, Andrei Rublev, who, even in crazy COVID-shortened 2020, is coming off a year that saw him win 41 matches and 5 titles. And then, well, there's everyone else. As the big three exit the stage, it will leave more oxygen in the room, more opportunities to shed the label of best player never to win a major, and then pass off that distinction to the next guy. Tennis's version of hot potato.
Best backhand to biggest backhanded compliment. That is major writing from John Wertheim right there. Best man yet to win a major. As mentioned, Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Zverev, Rublev, maybe Grigor Dimitrov. He's won the ATP Finals before and has been a top 3 player. So, Martina, going to pose the question to you. Which of those or of the field is going to be the next guy to break through?
Right now, I have to go with Daniil Medvedev because I think he's got the most complete game. And at his best, he's better than the other guys for the moment at their best, I think. So, Daniil is my pick.
Good pick. I'll sort of stick with the same idea. I think do you have to be in a final to?
You don't have to.
No, but I'm saying, like, if we're looking at this, I think it helps to have been in a final. The only other player we named who has is Zverev, who, of course, came this close at the U.S. Open 6 months ago. But, it's a funny label. I mean, sometimes best player never to have won a major, that's a real compliment. People think I have this in me, and then it becomes this burden. I think Medvedev's a good call, though.
Certainly one of the best there. You mentioned 2 Russians. You mentioned a Greek. You mentioned a German. No Americans, John. So who could be the next American? It's been since 2003, Andy Roddick.
Yeah.
Is Andy making a comeback?
No, I don't. I mean, I think, if we're being honest, John Isner's been, Sam Querrey's been to a major semifinal. Mm-hmm. I guess I might say Sebastian Korda, who has given us, he's on the other side of the world right now, but he's given us a lot of sources for optimism. Nice young player, has nature, has nurture on his spell. What do you think?
Well, I think Opelka would have a shot at it on a faster court, but he needs to get in slightly better shape still. Because it really takes so much effort to move that big frame around. But Dominic Korda has the biggest upside, I think, from all the Americans. I mean, the talent is there, no doubt.
And he's got it in the bloodlines. I mean, Sebi's father, obviously, Peter, won a Grand Slam title, got to 2 in the world. His sisters are golf champions. And now, John, he's up to 88 in the world. So he chose not to come to Australia and instead said, I'm going to go to Europe. I'm going to play challengers.
He's there as we speak.
Yeah.
I'm told he's coming back, I don't know, a week from now. But, yeah, he gets to the Delray final and then heads over to Europe. And already double-digit ranking. That's only going to go up. A lot of room for optimism there.
Said you got to risk it for the biscuit.
I would have sent him here.
that.
I mean, you know me, I'm all for match play, but he's 88 in the world. You don't play down unless you have to.
Well, he wasn't at that point. He was still outside the top 100.
yeah,
Didn't
he
get
didn't
in,
get in.
so that's why I did it.
Complicated.
See him in Paris.
Well, exactly.
And he'll be match tough.
And he will be match tough.